Good morning. This is a new change of events. We are taking a stab at doing yoga as healing for our at 9:30 in the morning. See what happens. Today, my son, and for the next many weeks of summer, has baseball. I can't get softball and baseball correct. Softball's girls, baseball's boys. Got it. So I will be doing that this afternoon. But we will always find a way to practice together in some way, in some form, somehow. And we will get these two practices of being able to practice a vinyasa flow or kind of a power leg yoga and a healing. So we've got a little bit of each. So as we practice today, we're going to actually do a little bit shorter practice today as well, which will be for some of you kind of nice because I've typically only done a little over 60-minute practices, like 65 minutes. So today is going to be a little shorter because I do actually have an appointment. So we're going to do about a 50-minute practice, taking you through a little bit of the journey of the first four chakras, just kind of more mentioning them. It's not a deep dive into what are they and all of that. I will mention components of them, but we're also going to really talk about acceptance. So if you're hopping on live or whether you're listening to the recording of this later, I would love to hear whether or not for you, you'd love some shorter practices too. And I don't know if I would do those on Facebook or figure out a different way, but I'm just wanting to I'll have to take a little poll later. But if you have a moment you want to type right now, let me know. And I would love to hear if you would love to do 30-minute practices, 20 minutes, 45, like what would be your preference? And that helps me tailor things as we keep moving forward. So are we ready? Hopefully you guys can hear me. I don't know if I have anybody live today at this moment that's going to be able to tell me. So we're taking a gamble. All right, so I'm going to turn us around. And here we go. Like, where's that turnaround button? There it is. All right, so grab today for your practice. What would be helpful would be a block or a blanket. Straps are always nice to have as well. So again, if you're at home and you've got a home practice going now, just keeping your props, because sometimes I'm spontaneous and I just never know what we're going to do. I mean, I kind of do a little bit, but then sometimes the moment just takes me somewhere else. And so there you go. We're going to start lying down. So again, this will be about a 45-minute practice today. And we're going to journey through these first four chakras. So I'm going to let you all lay down. I'm going to start sitting up. Okay. So as you lay down, I want you to find a comfortable position as you lay down. That might be knees bent with the feet wide, knees knocking in. It might be Shavasana shape. It can be anything. And if you are just hopping on live, catch us at any moment. This will be a beautiful practice if you just worked out or have just felt really stressed. This is going to be a beautiful practice to help you de-stress, unwind, step into the moment. So welcome to this moment. And I started thinking a lot about in the space that we are all kind of collectively in, even though we take that in different ways for ourselves and we assimilate that and digest it and process it and act in very different ways, as we have well seen. Started thinking about the fact that I think so much struggle comes from, well, a couple things, but one is our beliefs and really starting to ask ourselves, what is it we believe, and is that really true? Because if some of the studying that I've done over the years really speaks upon the fact that pretty much most of our beliefs, this is crazy to think about, are formulated before the age of 7. Because we get it from society and parents and church and our culture and all these things, right? And those are the beliefs that we then carry with us into adulthood. And so when we find ourselves getting stuck in our lives and having different trials and tribulations, a lot of that can come back to we have an underlying belief that we don't even know is there. And we are literally blinded from the fact of how it might be impinging what we believe is possible for ourselves. And one of the things I feel like that can help us come back to ourselves is doing practices where we focus on acceptance of ourselves, because one general belief that comes up for a lot of us at some point is that we're not enough, or that there are things outside of ourselves that are going to bring more joy to us, and until we get them, we aren't going to feel fulfillment. And there's a beautiful quote that says, "A beautiful life isn't determined by the acceptance of others. A beautiful life is determined by accepting ourselves." And so this is one of those deep beliefs that can come to us along the way of we need other things to feel content, to feel happy. And so today I want to journey us through the first 4 chakras, because those are the ones that are developing as we're younger. And so to do practices where we're consciously kind of focusing through those points can be really helpful. And I gotta move my mic, I think, for a minute. Okay, keep going. Keep breathing. So as you lay on the back, I want you to steady your Ujjayi breath. And already feeling the breath undulating up and down your own spine. So if you're unfamiliar with the chakras, they start at the base of the spine, go all the way up to the top of the head. And they really resemble a rainbow. They start at the base being red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, going all the way up. Visualizing as your breath is moving, that the breath is actually moving up and down the spine. And these chakra points are, we have these right and left side, the Ida and the Pingala, and it's like they're making this figure 8 shape going up the spine, and where they keep crisscrossing, those are the chakra points, where these 2 energies cross. And when they're in perfect alignment, the Kundalini, it rises up through your central channel, which is your Sushumna Nadi. And we are enlightened, right? But in the yoga teachings, it actually says that Patanjali says that we actually are all free. It's just we've forgotten our freedom. So we use these practices to help us kind of clean our own mirror, right? Dusting the awareness of our own consciousness. So wherever your legs are, let's go ahead and take the legs so that the knees are bent and the feet are hip distance apart. And I want you to rest your arms by your side. We're going to do what we just call arching and flattening in the spine. And before we do that, I want you to take one hand, your feet are nice and grounded so you can feel the earth. I want you to take either your right or your left hand and place it over the center of your chest. So in yoga, when we refer to the heart chakra, it's not where our traditional heart is on the left side, it's right in the center. And take a moment and set an intention. It is our intentions That can be one of the most powerful ways that we begin to shift our life. Maybe there's an area of your life where you're working on accepting it a little bit more, accepting yourself. Not to confuse acceptance with complacency. That's not it. It's acceptance so that the freedom of who you truly are within can actually emerge. Good. And then you're going to reach your arms over your head. Now, as we do this, this naturally will arch the back a little bit more. So I want you to over-articulate that arch. So arch your back, drop your sitting bones towards the floor, and then exhale, bring your arms by your sides, and I want you to flatten your back. And the bottom of the buttocks will lift up a little bit here. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Arch your back. Exhale, flatten the back, arms by your sides. It's a really important movement, learning how to arch and flatten. If you think of how often we are more in a flattened, rounded state, exhale, especially being at our computers and on our phones. So articulating the arch, opening up the chest so we can open up the lungs. Exhale. And the way in which we move the arms, inhale, take one more, directly correlates to our ability to open up our lungs. So we're moving. Take the arms overhead. Take the arms overhead. Take a full breath here. We're starting in this root chakra. And now I want you to hug your knees to your chest. Wrap your forearms around your shins. That's still more of an internal movement. Tap your feet down. Inhale. So the Muladhara chakra, the root chakra. Hugging in. Inhale, tap the feet down. And as you exhale, hug in, I want you to tone your pelvic floor. Mula Bandha, that root lock. Exhale, hug. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Now, let your legs come a little bit away from you, and I want you to cross your right leg over your left leg. You don't have to wrap the legs for this. You're going to take one hand just above the knee and the other hand on top of that. And what you're going to do is hug, like you're trying to hug your thighs towards your face, and you're going to push with your hands against your thighs so you move away. So as you do that, your belly's going to have to really tone. You're going to feel an energy of wanting to flatten the back a little more, and that's exactly what we want right here. So push your hands into your leg and try to draw your thigh towards you and squeeze your inner thighs together all at the same time. So it's a very intense action. Can't really see it on the outside, right? But it's very intense on the inside. So I want you to hold for 5 more seconds. Squeeze your inner thighs, hug your thighs toward you, push your hands into your leg into your hands. Ooh, and release. Now set your left foot down. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Stretch your core. Exhale, hug in. Do it again. Hug. It's only about a 15-second. Draw your belly button back. Squeeze your inner thighs together. And to help with that, kind of wake up those inner thigh muscles. Push your hands into your legs, legs into your hands, and release. Good. Set it down. Arms over your head. Inhale. Exhale, uncross your legs. Take your knees, knock your knees in, and you're going to cactus your arms as you inhale and take your knees to the right. Inhale. Ooh. So opening up as we move into the second chakra, which is in the base, in the pelvis, and the element of it is water. We'll be moving here in a little bit. We're just kind of moving back and forth between the root and the second chakra. Good. Bring it back up to center. Now, left leg over right. Pick the foot up off the floor. Now, your opposite hand, I'm not sure if you were paying attention, but your opposite hand is going to come on top. Hug your inner thighs together, so like squeeze them together, and then hug your left thigh towards your face. Right and left hands pushing just above the knee in for 15 seconds. Draw your belly button back. Keep squeezing your inner thighs. Your face might start to feel like it is getting a little bit warm. Keep squeezing your core. 3, 2, 1. Set your right foot down. Arch your back. Inhale. And do it again. Exhale. 15 seconds. Squeeze. Keep squeezing. Squeeze your inner thighs. Draw your left thigh towards your face. Push your hands into your leg. 3, 2, 1. Good. Set it down. Okay. Feet wide. Knees knock in. Arms reach up. Inhale. Knees over to the left. Cactus your arms. Exhale. Breathing into that right lung. Breathing across your right thigh. Svadhisthana chakra, the second chakra. Good. Bring it back up to center. Inhale. Hug your knees towards your chest, and we'll find a little bit of movement here now. So you're going to rock and roll front to back. Now, if rock and rolling doesn't work for you along the spine, you're going to stop right at the top of the head. Then you can just roll to your right side and come up to all fours here in just a sec. The rest of you, a couple times, rocking and rolling. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, rock up. Really feeling the whole spine. Rock back, rock up. One more time. Exhale, rock back. Inhale, rock up. Good. Let's come around to all fours. Tabletop position. Tabletop position. We're going to do a circular cat and cow today. Circular cat and cow. Good. Spread the fingers nice and wide. And you're going to melt the belly, lift the heart. And then I want you to take your ribs over to the right. Arch up. Drop your head down now. Take your ribs over to the left. And then drop the belly back down. Okay? So right, up, left, and down. Right, up. Now if you like to, you can kind of push back toward a child's pose as you do that. Now let's switch the direction. So left, up, right, down. This doesn't need to be rigid. Think of water. It curves and moves around everything. And practicing just being accepting of where your body is at today. This movement may feel a little awkward in your body, and that's okay. And then let's come back to a neutral spine. And I want you to isolate just the lower half of the pelvis. So keep your upper body level. It's like you're going to do a cat-cow, but just in the lower half, okay? So upper body isn't going to move. Your head isn't going to move with it. So drop your pelvis. So we've got a forward tilt, an anterior tilt to the pelvis. And then exhale, drop your tailbone. You're going to notice you almost feel like it gets stuck because it's hard to do it without engaging your upper body as well. So inhale, anterior tilt, tilt the pelvis forward. Exhale, posterior tilt, drop the tailbone. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, inhale. So we're kind of moving second, but you also, of course, are going to feel third chakra here, belly button drawing back. Exhale. Do it one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Neutral spine. Breathe in. All right, let's just wake up the legs a little bit into the pelvis. Right leg, you're going to stretch it straight back behind you, toes point down. And you're going to tap your right foot off to the right. And then you're going to exhale, tap it behind you off the left side of your mat and look over your left shoulder. Inhale to the right. Exhale to the left. Look over your left shoulder. Inhale right, and you can look right. Exhale, look left. Tap it off to the left. One more. Inhale right. Exhale left. Good. Inhale, bring it back to neutral. Try to lower that right hip till it's level with the floor. Sacrum is level. Draw your belly button in. Take a full breath. Exhale, right foot steps forward in between the hands. Good. Low lunge. Now, you're welcome to use a block here if you like. Block can be on the inside of that front leg. Inhale, lift your chest. Good. And then exhale, push into the block and round your back. Back off your lunge a little bit and let your gaze move to the navel. Inhale, look forward. Draw the shoulders out of the ears. Exhale, push into the block. Inhale, one more. Exhale. Good. Come to a neutral spine. Drop the tailbone down back into your lunge. Set the block forward. Good. Step back, tabletop position. Good. You're going to come onto your right forearm and drop down onto your right hip. Let me kind of keep waking up those hips just a little bit. So I'm going to turn my forearm so it's parallel to the short edge of the mat. Reach your left arm forward, and as your left arm reaches forward, I want you to reach your left leg back. So you're feeling the front of that hip open. Inhale. Sorry, Buddha. And now you're going to push into your outer right leg that's on the ground. Lift your hips up and kick your left leg forward. Reach your left arm back. So left leg is forward, left arm is back. You may have to look for a minute. So inhale, reach left arm forward, left leg back. Exhale, lift your right hip off the ground, left leg forward, left arm back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 4 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Forgot to count. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Left hand down in front of you. Good. Walk your right hand back underneath you. Cross your left leg in front of you. And reach your right leg straight back. So you're going to straighten that bottom leg. The closer you bring your left foot towards the front of your mat, the more intense this stretch will get. And the further back you take it, it'll decrease it. So you decide. Now, here is a time where it's totally okay to let your right shoulder kind of sink up towards your ear, and then you can get a nice side body opening stretch as well. I like to hook my left arm around the left leg. Keep engaging that bottom right leg. Turn your chest. So even though I'm kind of sinking into this right shoulder, I still like to turn the chest and the belly towards that left leg and hug your right knee like you're trying to bring it towards your heart. So if you just did any kind of activity today, this feels so good. I hope it feels so good. Take 2 more breaths, breathing in. Maybe just saying, I choose to release. Sometimes I'll even just chant as I practice, just release, especially when my body feels tight. I'll just kind of keep saying, release. Good. And then slowly come back around to all fours. You ready to repeat all that? Second side. I'm going to turn around, but you don't need to turn around. All right. Second side. Left leg goes back. Toes point straight down. Navel draws in. Just finding that breath. We're going to do those little taps here, okay? So left leg taps off to the left. Inhale, look to the left. Exhale, cross it off. And look over your right shoulders to see your left foot. So inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Stretch the leg behind you. Rotate that outer left hip down towards the floor. Pull your belly in. And then step the left foot forward. Grab your block if you like. Lunge. Inhale, lifting the chest. Lifting the chest. Exhale, round the back, back off. Your lunge. Let your gaze move to the belly. Inhale. Gaze forward. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Give yourself time as you're breathing to actually observe, right? To notice in your body what might be showing up. Exhale. Good. Bend back into that lunge. Back into that lunge. Oh. Sound effect. Cue sound effect. Like if we had your own audience. All right. Step it back. You're going to come onto your left forearm. Rotate onto that left hip. Knees are bent. You're going to reach your right arm forward. As your right arm reaches forward, your right leg reaches back. Okay? Take an inhale. Make sure this bottom shoulder is hugging back, shoulder blades hugging in towards the spine. And then exhale, push into your left forearm, lift your left hip off the ground and reach your right arm back. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And it's okay if your hip won't leave the ground today. That is okay. You can be doing this movement, doesn't need to leave the ground. Okay, exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Walk your left hand back underneath you. Your left leg, that's your bottom one, is going to go straight. Your right leg is going to cross over and in front of you. Turn your left hand so your fingertips point forward. You can sink into that left shoulder if you like. Hook your right elbow around your right leg. Turn your belly and your chest to the right. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. One more breath. Good. Now we're going to circle back around front of your mat, toes point forward. Do a little bit with just some gentle core here, all right? So I want you to hold on to the front of the shins, lift your chest. So we're moving up to that third chakra, the Manipura. Head of the shoulders back. So I want you to just start with those cat-cows we did earlier. Inhale, lift your chest, and exhale, round your back. Inhale, lift your chest. Now, I'm going to do a few other things. This is a healing practice. I want you to feel free. Give yourself permission to stay right here. Exhale, round your back. Okay, one more, just like this. Everybody staying the same here. Shoulder heads back. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Now lift up. Pick your feet up off the floor. Maybe let your hands be by your side. You can reach them alongside. You can hold the back of your legs. And we're going to take just a little, not even to a full half boat, just a little bit back. Stretch your legs out slightly and exhale, bring it back. I almost think this is harder. Just little inhale. I can feel my whole chest. Can you hear it? It's like, good. Little extension. Exhale back in. We've got two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Now set your feet down. We're going to roll onto the back. Roll onto the back. Now as we think about core, good core, those are the people out there right now, you guys, in the world that are doing action for good. And when our third chakra gets off balance, it's a huge amount of ego and things get in the way of really seeing clearly. So trying to bring that back in check. And also building our own self-confidence. It's a huge part of the third chakra. What if your mantra could be, I already have what I'm looking for? What if we really believe that? I already have what I'm looking for. I want you to take your hands behind your head, elbows wide. Now, a lot of core is arching and flattening, that first movement we did. So push your outer elbows down into the ground, arch your back. Inhale, let your back arch. And then exhale, flatten your back, curl up, bring your elbows so they're shoulder distance apart. Shoulder blades, see if you can get them off the ground. Inhale, back. Elbows, take them all the way back. Arch your back. Exhale, curl up. Inhale. And every time you curl up, I already have what I'm looking for. Isn't that great news? Yeah. Inhale. Reach back. It's okay if you're not there yet. We're planting the seed. Planting the seed that your deeper part of your soul might say, I feel like that might be true, but I've got a belief so deep that I don't remember it. Good. So we're just going to keep practicing. Cleaning the veil. Curling up. 2 more times. Inhale. Arch, arch, arch. Let the skin stretch. Once more. Curl. Good. All right. Keep the left hand behind your head. Hold your right shin with your right hand. So just a little crossover. Okay, this is also really important for balance, for posture. Inhale, arch your back a little bit. Exhale, curl up and elbow and knee come toward each other. And then inhale, straighten your right arm. Let your right leg move away from you. Exhale, curl up. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Once more. Breathe in. Exhale. Curl. Inhale. Back. Set right foot down. Right hand comes behind your head. Left hand holds your left shin. Your arm is straight. It's like the foot is trying to go towards the floor. Keep the right foot connected to the earth. Arch your back. And then exhale. Curl up. Inhale. Left arm goes straight, head is back down, right elbow is down. Exhale, curl. Inhale. Exhale. I already have what I'm looking for. Inhale. We'd approach life so different. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. All right, set it down. Hook your thumbs up over your head. Stretch your legs straight. Take a big full body stretch. Notice your back. Is it arching? Is it flattening? I want it to arch right now so you can stretch your belly. Because we are moving up into the heart, the Anahata chakra. Now, Anahata means unstruck or unbroken. Right? I already have what I'm looking for. All I need to do is really accept myself, right? That's the beautiful life. Hug the knees in towards your chest. Rock and roll again. Rock and roll. Noticing your core. Rocking back. Rocking up. 1 more. Inhale, rock back. Exhale, rock up. Now cross your ankles. Take your hands out in front of you. Good. Come on to all fours. And we're going to move all the way down onto the belly. So let's come all the way down onto the belly. Take your hands, one on top of the other, and rest your forehead on the back of the hands. Good. Take a nice deep breath. Breathe in. Let it all go. All right, and then you're going to take your arms into a cactus shape. Take your arms into cactus. Bend your knees. Flex your feet. And I want you to start by lifting your head and chest. Try to keep your thighs down to start. Lift just your head and chest and your arms. Inhale, lift. Try to keep your thighs down. Exhale, lower. Lift just your thighs. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Just head and chest and arms. Inhale. Exhale. Just legs. Inhale. Exhale. Again, 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Just legs. Inhale. Exhale. Now everything lifts. Here we go. Inhale. It's like you're skydiving. I'm sure this is nothing like skydiving, but you know. What if? Hug the elbows up towards the sky a little more, and then hug your elbows towards your armpits a little more so your upper back has a greater connection of the shoulder blades on the back. Lift a little more of your thighs up for 3, 2, 1. Now other hand, put your other hand on top. Release your legs back down to the floor. Wiggle out those hips. Bring your forearms out in front of you. Elbows right underneath your shoulders. Sphinx pose. Cat and cow here. Inhale, open your heart. Push your forearms down. Try to energetically pull them back towards your hips. And then exhale, push into your forearms and round. Drop your tailbone and look towards, again, your belly, towards your heart. Inhale. Try to pull your heart between your upper arms, open through the chest. Exhale, round your back. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Good, come to neutral, back into Sphinx. Back into Sphinx. Now, we're going to take a little bit of a thigh stretch with our heart opener. So, I like to turn, I'm going to turn my left forearm. Now, if you have back pain, this is totally okay to come back onto one hand and bend your right knee and catch your right foot. Much more intense to keep the forearm down. So, reach right hand back, catch your right foot. Now, you can hold the outer foot. You can turn the palm up, reach for the inner foot, fingers on the outside of the foot, thumb on the inside, and then start to swivel and turn your fingers in the same direction as your toes. Try to swivel your right side of your chest a little more forward. Breathe the left side of the belly back just a little bit so there's a little more balance in right to left side. Now, if you did just do an activity, be gentle, take your time. So we get the heart opener here, exhale, slowly release. But this movement really requires all those chakras, engaging through the pelvic floor, openness into the front of the hip, the quad, right? Using your core to keep the low back safe. So a slight drawing back of the navel, and then of course the heart is opening. So let's switch sides. Right forearm, if you like to kind of move it on the diagonal, you can. Either hold the outer edge of the foot or swivel the hand like a C shape, okay? And then if your shoulder has the range of motion, you can start to turn fingers in the same direction as the toes. Begin to move the left side of the rib cage a little bit more forward. Working your heel towards that outer glute. Draw your tailbone down. Feel the low belly lift. So the question of the mantra, what if I already have what I'm looking for? It invites in potential. And so it also, even if we're not there yet and we don't believe that to be true, the question is, what if? What if I already had what I'm looking for? It invites your mind into thinking about it. Good. Slowly let go. Come back into Sphinx. So really giving these kidneys a nice drink here as we're compressing on them in Sphinx, and we've been here for a little bit. Okay, staying in Sphinx, you have the option here to lift your elbows up. Inhale. Exhale, lower forearms back down. Inhale. Exhale. Try to control the exhale. Not right back down in one quick, swift movement. It's really steady and slow. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. The closer you bring your hands, the more intense it will become. So this time, if you want to move in a little bit more, inhale, lift. Now, with arms more straight, I want you to just feel as though your heart is almost dropping in between those upper arms. The head of the shoulders are moving back. Now, take your third chakra, your belly button below, 2 inches below, draw that part of the navel back and slightly up like it's trying to lift towards your heart chakra. Tone your mula bandha, your root chakra, and exhale. Slowly come down. So good. All right, forehead to the floor. Push up to tabletop or plank. Inhale. Walk the knees in a little closer. Stay in your right hand. Let's reach your left arm up towards the sky. Woo. And exhale. Easy does it. Left side of the head down. Left arm threads underneath. Now, I know some of you can go really deep, but you just came out of a back bend, and so we want to be a little more easy. Let that sacrum stay nice and level. But if you want to pop up on those right fingertips, you can. I'm going to keep that hand down. I want to just stay a little more stable than if I was to bind that arm. But if you want to bind, you are welcome to do so if that feels okay. Again, the intention here isn't that this is your biggest shoulder opener. The intention is just a gentle revolution of the upper thoracic spine while trying to keep the sacrum still neutral. Good. And then push into that right hand. Return the left arm underneath you. Pause for just a moment. Breathe in. Exhale, let the breath go. Right arm reaches up. Exhale, thread it underneath. Again, you can lift the fingertips, lift your left elbow up. Gentle rotation here. Try not to overdo it. I know it's easy to. Try not to overdo it. Just gentle rotation through the upper chest, upper thoracic. Good. And then slowly return that right hand. Bring your right foot forward in between the hands, and I want you to take a half split. Now, if you have a block or blocks, I encourage you to grab that. Flex your front toes. And I want you to think of this pose more as you're trying to open the heart a little bit, which means if you need to bend your right knee a little bit, that's totally okay. What if I already have what I'm looking for? Can you rotate your outer right hip back a little more? Bring your left frontal hip point a little more forward and help do that. Left inner groin is rotating back behind you. Now, if you want to go deeper, slide that leg back and maybe use your prop to slide it underneath. If you're more flexible here, you can take a full Hanumanasana. But look at the heart opening. Hanuman is a great scene where he rips open his chest when Ram says, "What's inside your heart?" Or Sita, they ask the question, he opens it up and it's the two of them inside of his heart. So really feeling like opening up the chest. If you want to take it a little deeper, you can even into the heart. You can reach the arms up. You could take the hands behind the head. So you can see I've got some bend in this front leg. Totally okay. You, of course, can straighten it out a little bit more. Move that block. But you take out this idea that it has to look a certain way. Your body needs a minute, so I'm having you stay here a little longer than might feel comfortable because there's so much to discover. There's the psoas stretch. People think, for me, it is a little hamstring here, but it's also a huge, some tightness in my psoas that prevents me from getting all the way down. So it's not just hamstrings. We think splits hamstring. It's not just hamstring. Big, big part of it is the psoas back here in the hip flexors. All right. Slide it back. Ardha Hanuman. And return right leg back, left foot forward. Ooh. Ooh. My husband, some of you know, John Finley, he's a good man. He'll make jokes about getting older, and he's a little older than I am. So, oh, you wait, Alicia, he'll say to me, you wait. You wait till these random aches and pains start coming in. And I say, who said that? Who said that when we get older we have to have aches and pains? Who said, who created that belief in our society that we can't be just as sprightly when we are older? In fact, I feel more sprightly most of the time than I did when I was in my 20s. Faux show. So, I'm going to keep going with that. I'm just going to get more and more nimble, mind and body, the older I get. No aches and pains. What about that? How about them apples? That's what my grandpa used to say. How about them apples? Okay, this side my arms may not go up. It's okay. Yours might. Take them up. It does feel good though. If you're feeling pain, we have to distinguish here. If there's pain, discomfort, it might be a little uncomfortable. But if you're getting pain, we don't want any pain. Okay, slide it back. Ardha Hanuman. I told you, you worker outers beforehand. This is going to feel good. All right, sweep that leg back. Cross your ankles. Let's come onto the back. One more just movement for the shoulders into a simple twist. Now I have a very kind of flat, this is my skinny block. It's very flat. I'm going to use it for my head. Now you could use a blanket. Some of you might not need anything, but I kind of prefer it. You're going to lay on your right side. You're going to stretch your right arm out in line with your right shoulder, and your left hand is going to come on top of that. And you're going to try to keep the left hand on the ground the whole time. So you're going to sweep the left arm up over your head and all the way around until you come into a twist. And I kind of like to cactus that arm. If you've got space, you can straighten it, doesn't matter. And then you're going to exhale, bring it back around. Try to keep the hand on the ground. Keep the hand on the ground. So opening up that final heart chakra we've been doing, opening it up. Exhale back. Oh, feels so good in the shoulder, right? Remembering our arms are an extension of the lung and the heart. So this time you're going to stay open. Inhale. Now if you like, you can take your top leg and stretch it out long and see if your right hand can catch that foot. It doesn't need to, it can just be on the ground, but if your hand happens to be available for your foot, you can catch it. Now I'm going to take my block out for this part. So my head is back on the ground. Your left shoulder may lift a little bit. See if you can push into that right elbow a little and revolve the chest open a little more. It's okay if the shoulder's not all the way down. You're just working it toward it. Gaze is towards the left hand, or it can be up towards the sky. What if you already had what you were looking for? What if you had that sense of confidence and that inner acceptance of the infinite potential that resided within you? Good. And then let go of your top foot if you've got it. Bend that left knee and bring your legs up towards center. Pause. It's our last major movement. We'll do one more symmetrical thing to end. Okay, left side. Lay on your left side. Right hand on top of left hand. And then you're going to sweep your right arm up and over your head. I'll grab my block again for this first part. Right arm's going to circle up and over. Trying to keep your right hand on the ground the whole time. And then exhale, sweep it back around. Inhale, reach it over. Exhale, reach it back. This time we'll stay, and I'm going to take my block out from under my head, reach it open. Right leg, this is your top leg, has the option to kick out and hold on to that foot. Push into that left elbow, start to revolve the chest open a little bit more. Gazing straight up, or you can look towards your right hand. Feel a sense of patience as you wait for the exhale to come, and that's when you're going to continue to ring out. Try to move your outer right hip away from your face a little bit more. Rest the back of your right scapula, the right shoulder blade into the earth a little deeper. And let the corners of your mouth curl up slightly. And then let go of that foot. Bend your right knee so it's on top of your left knee. Inhale, bring your legs back up to center. Let the soles of your feet come together. Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana. One hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Slow your breathing down. With your hand on your heart, remember your intention. You water that intention through the breath, letting it seep in a little deeper. And then release your arms by your sides. Let your legs extend out into Shavasana. You will hear me ring a soft bell when it's time to come out. So make yourself comfortable. Use any props that you might like. Turn your palms up. One of the remedies for seeking approval for things outside of ourselves is to practice being where we are, to practice being in the present moment. Our striving for perfection constantly is what actually blocks our view of the infinite potential that we possess within ourselves. Allow yourself to come home to you. Feel the breath rise from the base of the spine and that root chakra up towards your heart as it passes the hips, the navel, and rises at your heart space. Then maybe part your lips and sigh it out. Let it go. Bring some movement back into your fingers and your toes. Reach your arms up and over your head. Bend your knees, connect your feet to the earth. Roll to your right side. Press into your palms, bring your body back upright as you bring your hands into Anjali Mudra in front of your heart. A beautiful life isn't determined by the acceptance of others, but in the remembrance that it is accepting ourselves. What if you already had what you were looking for? Within each of us lies infinite potential and possibility. And it's coming back to remembering this deeper truth within ourselves, releasing some of the beliefs that quite possibly are not even our own, and understanding that this is a process that for some of us can be quick and for some of us may take time. But I am so grateful that you take this time for these practices and you step onto your mat and you show up. You show up for yourselves, you show up for each other. So as we bring thumbs to third eye, what if collectively as humanity we all remembered we have what we are looking for? I thank you, yogis. Thank you for showing up today. Thank you for adjusting with me. Namaste. I appreciate you so much. So much. So thank you. Have an amazing week. I will see you again on Monday for our Vinyasa Power-ish flow, 9:30. So until next time, thank you. Namaste. Have a great day.